Hi lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright lovelies, let's dive into today's video.
So lovely, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys. As we all know, the James and Fuhad, situation, which have really taken, a turn with all of the things they have to say, regarding black women. So in today's video, I'm sharing a video of an apology from these guys, and it actually got people reacting like an apology video. Guys, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video.
Quick PSA, quick acknowledgement. So there's been a couple clips going around from when we did a session on the Flagrant podcast while we were on our US tour. Racist joke. Yeah. And we were laughing at it. That obviously there's just literally no excuse. It is our duty to protect you guys.
Facts.
And it is definitely not cool to be in that situation and again not be the ones to stand up and kick the cameras down. And we fucked it on that occasion.
We did.
It's not going to happen again. And it's about being human. It's about realizing that you don't know what you're prepared for. You don't know how to prepare for something
you don't know
that you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And once it's happened one time, you're like, fuck, all right. And we're sorry.
We definitely do apologize.
For one, when you're part of a community, you don't realize that you can hurt your own community.
Especially
when you're not, when unintentionally.
Unintentionally, for real.
And also on top of that, it was so crazy that like the narrative that's been spun about how we feel about our community, the irony of the fact that whilst the whole reason we're in that country was to just show how much we love our community and show how much we love our supporters and how much time we spent at the shows and just like getting to know people and just like understanding our community better and just like making friends and making bonds and showing love, and they're showing love. And this whole 6-week trip was just about showing how much we love our community and how much our community show out for us. And then to have that exact same trip be the reason that we're having to have this conversation now. But at the end of the day, mistakes make you a better person.
Mistakes do make you a better person.
You're not born a perfect person, and we don't want you guys to think that we were sat in that room rating what's going on.
We do this for you guys, like
you guys are all we have, man.
You guys are literally all we have. You guys have taken us to this level, and we don't want to let you guys down going forward and anymore. So
since this was aimed at black women, I cannot step in and say whether they're forgiven or not. I will always salute anybody for holding themselves accountable, though. At the end of the day, I don't think it really mattered what their preference was, because I think the bigger picture and the bigger issue was just them not taking up for black women in that moment when Andrew was clearly shitting on black women. Clearly not knowing how much they fucked up in the moment. It seems like they know it now, but how do y'all feel about the shit?
Well, there you have it, people. James and Fuhad apologized, and it's still not enough. That's why you don't apologize on the internet. I saw their apology video and it was exactly the same thing that I was saying. They were out of their depth. They got outsmarted by Andrew, and that's just what it was. And they kept repeating and saying like, let's move on, this, that and the third. And Andrew didn't. They tried to run with the big dogs and they realised that they needed to walk before they could run. But I'm glad that James and Fuhad, learned this lesson real quick. And it's that, audiences are very fickle. And if you do something wrong, you will be crucified. And a giggle costs you your money. I was looking at the comments in their apology thing, and there's a load of black women that are just like, it's not enough. It's not enough. And I'm thinking, do you guys not fucking support Chris Brown and other black men that have done way worse? But I digress. There was even one woman that was like, oh, I unsubscribed and I'm not going to subscribe again. But you know what? I will subscribe and I will subscribe again because I forgive you guys. It was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? All I'm saying is, James and Fuhad, you can't ride the fence anymore. You have to stand up in it. And this is what happens when you ride the fence, unfortunately. I want to say is big ups to you guys. I don't necessarily watch your podcast, but I don't feel like you're bad guys. So live and let live. Live and let live. Also, I want to just ask, now that we've wrapped up James and Fuhad and put them in a pretty little bow, are we doing the same for Andrew? Why not? Oh, because he doesn't give a shit. Got it.
So I've seen the apology and I will admit it was not good. Even from a PR standpoint, it was just not good. I don't know if they have like a management. I don't know if people are working with them. I don't know, but it was just not a good apology. And I'm going to use this opportunity to point out that I keep seeing this happen over and over again. These influencers find themselves in, hot water, some type of and then they come on here and issue like the worst apologies. And I know that we want people to make the right apology. Like, we want them to be authentic. We want them to be real about it. We want them to mean it. But the truth is that a lot of people don't know how to apologize. The moment they messed up was when they started making excuses or sharing reasons or why they or how they felt in the situation. If you have done wrong to someone or a community, when you apologize, it's not the time to defend yourself. You apologize, you take accountability, and then you tell them what you're planning on doing to correct it. And I don't mean giving vague statements. I mean giving actual things that you're going to do. What actions are you going to take? And then you don't just go back to business as usual, which they already have. A much better thing for them to do would have been to make a clean, simple, and straightforward apology, take their little break, and then they could have even met with another podcaster to actually talk about the situation later on. Someone that is part of someone or a group of people that are actually part of the community that was harmed, that, they meet with and they speak about it and, share it with everyone. That would have been the better time to discuss things, talk about what they learned, what they did wrong and what they've been doing to fix it. But stating it in your apology, basically that like, oh, everybody makes mistakes and let's move on. No. Anyway, I don't really know what this means for them, but that apology was definitely a fail.
I was having some debates with my girlfriends, right? Because they were messaging me about this whole thing and we had some healthy conversations. One thing they said is, Mike, you grew up around black women and you only date black women. So you would know you would never put yourself in the fire like that. And I had to sit down and think about it. If you've grown up around black women or dated black women, you've either been insulted or assaulted for saying something very stupid, When I say that, I'm not saying, oh, black women are violent, anything. No. Because you see me, I will take a black woman any day of the week. Do you know why? Because the kind of craze you've seen in life. I will take her craze over anybody's craze. The black woman, you can mess up and she'll give you another chance. In fact, she gives you chances. She even educates you when you fuck up, right? But the only thing is, yes, she can be a bit emotional when doing it. And that's fine. Every woman's emotional. But you see these other races. If I was to date a white woman, it's like roulette because you don't know what's coming. Yes, they seem nice and kind, but if you mess up with a white woman as a black man, you're finished. Your life is over. She can turn the card. Now let's talk about Hispanic women. Sexy, beautiful, yes, but you mess up with them. Ha! The grace of God if you survive. Then if you talk about Asian women, whether Indian, whether Chinese and all that one too is like roulette because yes, they look nice, exotic. Okay, if you fuck up, ha! At the end of the day, it was a stupid thing those boys said now that I really deep it and think about it. Because again, if I'm with black women, I am firing back at anybody that comes from them that's not black.
The thing that James and Fuhad have apologised, yes. I think it's a heartfelt apology. I think they reflected. I think they have seen social media has gone crazy today. They have apologised quickly in order to save their brand a bit. I think they've done that, which is expected. We understand what this is. But let me just talk about this freeze and flight discussion that they've or reasoning they've given. Women who have been assaulted, sometimes sexually assaulted, will talk about being in a freeze and or flight position, and often, they are frozen and a situation has occurred which has been awful. And it is very rarely that a woman is given the grace to say that she has frozen, and people believe her or people accept that as a valid reason. Not that there's ever a valid reason for being sexually assaulted, but it's not given any sort of grace. Women are still blamed for their behaviour when they say that they have been sexually assaulted, and during when that happened, they were in a freeze, they froze. It's really interesting to me that James and Fuhad have gone with that same It's just interesting to me that they're saying that that's what's happened to them, because that is what has happened to them. I just hope that the people who can acknowledge that James and Fuhad froze, therefore just laughed, didn't know what to do, just laughed, will also acknowledge and give the same grace to women when women talk about being in freeze and flight mode. I think that's all I want. I can't even verbalize it. This has really exhausted me today, but yeah.
I actually think, yeah, it would have been better for James and Fuhad if they just doubled down on their shit. Instead of making a half-hearted apology video, if they just came out and said, you know what, fuck it, man. We found it funny. You know, what the fuck are we apologizing for? We knew what we were doing. If they said something like that, I think more people would have respected them, because even though, yes, a lot of people would be offended, at least they would have stood on something rather than giving a half-hearted apology and people doubting if what they're saying, you know, is genuine or not, you know. Because let's be honest, as much as a lot of people in our community are offended by them, you know, laughing, there are also a lot of people who've been praying for their downfall, who've been waiting for a moment like this year just to throw them under the bus. And so it's like it's a situation where it's like you can't win, so you might as well just double down. Just be like, yeah, fuck it, man. Sisters, we still love you, but at the time when we were sitting there, whereas he was speaking, shit, we laughed. You know? We apologize, but we know that a lot of you won't rock with us anymore. But then there'll still be a lot that we are still going to rock with them, innit? So, you know, you just kind of learn your lessons from the mistakes you make and you just become a better person. But, you know, what do you lot think? That's what I think.
This whole James and Fuhad situation is pretty interesting, because in the apology, I only seen the clips. Let me just say this: I only seen the clips that was circulating around when it came to the initial comments from Andrew Schulz, who I already don't be fucking with like that, no way. Because I think he definitely masks his. I think he hides behind his jokes and like his comedic delivery to get off some of the racist shit that he already believed about us in the first place. But I saw the comments circulating about some of the things he was saying in regards to black women. So I only see a little bit. I didn't see the full conversation. However, James and Fuhad in their apology saying that they just really wanted to move on. It felt more like an explanation than it did an apology. That's one. Two, them saying like how much they just really wanted to move on doesn't really like it almost kind of like dismisses it. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all addressing like how uncomfortable y'all felt in that situation, but like I don't think it's the time for that. And that's just my opinion. Like moving on in that situation does nothing, especially for Schulz who made the comments. That's your time to check the shit. You gotta check it. If you don't check it and you just try and move on, well then you give him permission to do that shit in another setting with other black people again. If you check it, not saying that it's gonna automatically stop him in his tracks and he ain't gonna ever do it again, but he know not to come into your presence and do no bullshit like that.
So Andrew Schulz has just done a reaction video reacting to James and Fuhad's apology video. I already knew I was going to be irritated when I started watching it, because he is just a troll. Like, he's just a real life troll. People want to be saying, oh, he's a comedian and whatnot, but what they said in their apology video was right. It definitely 100% was racist comments. Besides that, obviously, Andrew Schulz would feel as though he's been sort of thrown under the bus by James and Fuhad. So he had to come back with something. And honestly, I'm just tired, because at this point, I didn't even know who he was before this. So the fact that we're even talking about this man is irritating me to begin with, but I digress. He then decides that he's obviously going to throw James and Fuhad under the bus as well. He basically says, do you know what's so funny? That their producers and them had loads of bits that they wanted to take out of the podcast episode, but do you know what they didn't ask to be taken out? And apparently, here we are. They have asked for bits to be taken out, and the whole section that everyone's enraged about wasn't asked to be removed. They watched that, they sat there, and wasn't asked to be removed. Obviously, Andrew Schulz, I'm hoping that, you know, he's getting as much energy as James and Fuhad, because yes, it should be that way. But James and Fuhad also were obviously fine. Not necessarily fine with what he said, but they didn't feel that uncomfortable that they asked for it to be removed and other things were removed. Like, they didn't ask. I feel like that's our answer. Like, that says it all, really.
This James and Fuhad situation has brought something to light. And far be it for me to be the one to talk about it. I know y'all can get me for this one. But there's a lot of young black men who are really afraid to say that white women are attracted to. That's crazy. Like, and I don't know why. It's like y'all think that saying a white girl looks good means that black women are ugly. I don't think anyone has ever said, oh, black women are ugly. It's never been, you know, the guys who do have a problem with black women, I don't think it's ever been the way y'all look, right? They go, the passport bros, y'all know we like to clown them over here. They go to other countries to get women who look just like y'all, who just act different. So I think they were saying it's the way you act. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck said black women are ugly? That's stupid. That doesn't, it's factually, it's not there. It's incorrect. So this whole shit where Andrew, the comedian, he said some shit about black women. And they were like, yeah, no, Meg Thee Stallion look good. I don't even really know what they were so upset about. I think he made some jokes about black women. They done bullied James and Fuhad to apologizing. Bro's a comedian. Andrew Schulz. He's a literal comedian. He's a comedian. Can we stop this? Like, if somebody makes a joke about a black man, which it happens non-stop, we just kind of, yeah, we do be bitching. No, we do be bitching. So, you know what? I take it all back. Y'all can bitch about it. Because I so bitch when I hear somebody making too many jokes on black dudes. Scratch this whole thing. Scratch it. Yeah, go on.
Like, seriously, Lovelace, I think that a lot of people are actually expecting this apology. Like, this is just scripture. This is just the real thing. This is just what is being expected to happen. Like, this is not the first time that, you know, some people will just come out, you know, say or try to give their opinion on something, especially if it has to do with black people, black women, black blah blah blah. After they must have, you know, said everything they want to say, like their own personal opinion, what they have, like, you know, they comes up with apology, which I really must commend these guys for coming up with this apology. This shows that, oh, okay, they really, you know, it's really got to them, like what they did really got to them. Like, it's representing, okay, we are so sorry, like we have actually, you know, messed up and we do not want to continue with the drugs and that. Like, the thing is that they have deleted the videos, the previous videos, like even the apology video is not much to be found, you know. And a lot of people are having different commentaries, like mixed reactions on the apology thing. Some were like, it is not enough, like the apology is not enough, they have done more harm than good, they have really, you know, this, you know, that really brought down black women and all of that. Like, some people are not having the apology. It's not giving the way it was supposed to give. Like, it's not giving at all. People are not impressed with the apology. Even with that, they still deleted the video and all of that, the apology video. And the other people from the other side were like, okay, you know, this is their opinion. They don't even need to apologize. Like, they are not supposed to apologize. They have the right to, you know, share their own opinion on what they feel about black women, what they feel about, you know, other kind of women, which I totally understand from every people's, you know, or all of their commentaries and all of that. The thing is that the society already have this kind of stereotype of a black woman. Like, when a black woman is mentioned, so when a black woman is actually mentioned, there is a stereotype, like there's a way they look at them. Okay, they will just picture a woman that is loud and deserving and all of the blah blah blahs that a lot of people have to say, be, you know, to a black woman. And, you know, that kind of comment coming from a black dude, you know, shows that, okay, even if that means even our own, like, can't even defend a black guy can't even defend a black woman. So what makes you think that the outside world will have any form of respect, you know, to a black woman? Like, I am not disputing the fact that every person, you know, have the right to, you know, to go for what they actually feels that is right for them. But even if you want to do such a thing, you shouldn't do it at the expense of, you know, actually try to bring down your own. A lot of people have their own personal preference, and you wouldn't blame anyone for choosing to have a particular preference. I also want to talk more, you know, concerning the guy that I still have his video that talked about how, you know, some men not preferring black women does not mean that this man sees black women as being ugly. Like, they are not seeing it in terms of beauty way or beauty kind of a thing, which I actually understood. Like, you know, there are some people that when they have been with, you know, like, you can't dictate the kind of person you want to be with. Like, there's a kind of personality that you have that a black woman can't withstand? Which other kind of woman can withstand? Let's just put it in that way. So I think I also understood where the guy is coming from. I agree with him. So like I said, I think everything is not just all about look, or maybe black women are not attractive and the other people are exotic. Like I think it has more to do with maybe personality and be someone you are attracted to. So but the problem here is that the way at which they actually brought the topic, and the way they were just laughing about it as if black women are some kind of people that it's so disrespectful, and coming from a black dude, is someone who you were supposed to be in a position to defend your own. But even, and this guy he's someone that is known for trying to make people look bad, but they actually fell for his tricks, and with the apology, I think it's a right thing to do. Yeah, even if some people still believe that it wasn't necessary, but I think it's just is a right thing to do, in order to just we actually messed up in the community, so we just have to do this to still, so that the community can still have their back. It's a mistake, it's been done, they recognized it, and that is it. Anyway, lovelies, when I saw this video, coupled with the fact that I have posted series of the Fuhad and the rest, I decided to just put it up here to give up there that they have actually apologized, even if they took the video down. It all boils to one thing: they realized that what they did was wrong, and they apologized for doing so, even if some people still said that it wasn't necessary. Like there's some videos have been going on circulating over there that some guys were like, oh my god, they shouldn't have even apologized and all of that. But I think them apologizing is also a good thing, even if it does not really come from their innermost. They've said whatsoever they feel that they have said. So even if it's not coming from, like, it's not like, oh my god, it's not coming from within, the thing is that the apology has been made. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. And if you don't subscribe to this channel, I'll introduce Ersten. Why not do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like this video, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.
I've watched up to this extent. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. I'll see you lovelies when I upload the next one.